Hey there, everybody. Sorry I'm running a little bit late. I'm gonna adjust my screen so that you can see me a little better. How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday? I am really excited about doing some songs from my new album, as well as a mini tribute to Teresa Dell, one of my favorite artists. So let's get started. Here we go. Another long distance call on my dime. This relationship's nothing but a long, hard climb. I'm calling from a payphone 'cause I don't have a cell. You say you're out of minutes, I'm out of time as well. Out of minutes, out of hours, out of days, out of time. The way we waste love, especially mine. Out of lust, out of patience, out of sanity. Your love cost me big. Breaking up was free. We tried to be friends, but you left me alone. When I had that accident, you didn't even phone. At first I was surprised, then it hit me like a brick. Once again I'm left listening to that old clock tick. Out of minutes, out of hours, out of days, out of time. The way we wasted love, especially mine. Out of lust, out of patience, out of sanity. Your love cost me big. Breaking up was free. Gonna move to a minor key, but I won't stay there long. Gonna take some time for me, then send you this song. Maybe not, 'cause we're out of minutes, out of hours, out of days, out of time. The way we wasted love, especially mine. Out of lust, out of patience, out of sanity. Your love cost me big. Breaking up was free. Breaking up was free. Breaking up was. Can't hear ya. You're breaking up. Breaking up was free. There we go. That's called Out of Time. That's from an album I put out last year. It's a friend's breakup story. I figured she needed a breakup song, you know? Still adjusting everything here. There, that's a little better. So I am going to do an old favorite next. This is a song that I wrote with Sue Fink. She is a wonderful songwriter. She's a choir director, and you may have seen her with her choir, Angel City Chorale, on America's Got Talent last year. They were phenomenal. They should have won, but nobody asked me. In fact, I couldn't even vote. Living in Canada, I couldn't vote in the darn thing. It was really frustrating. But this is a song that she and I wrote a few years back. Actually, she'd written most of the song. And then we sat together at the piano, and I just sort of helped her fill in some of the gaps. You always thought your mother knew, though you never said a word. You always thought that she'd come through, but I guess she never heard. When you said those words out loud, you thought she'd be okay. You asked for love and her support, but she just turned away. Let us be your family. Let us take you in. Let us be your family. called A Family of Friends, and that was written by Sue Fink and me. So I want to welcome you all to my first ever YouTube concert. I've done some live lessons here on YouTube, but this is the first time that I've done a concert. And really excited to do this. I know that some of you are only familiar with my lesson videos, and welcome. You get to hear some of my original music, and some of you are already fans of my original music and you journeyed over to YouTube. Thanks for that. I've got a PayPal link there for you to put something in the tip jar if you would like. If you're out of work, as many people are right now, no need to put anything in, just enjoy the concert. And I want you to know that I am donating all the tips to my musician friends because my teaching practice is sustaining me, but I want to help them out because so many of my musician friends have lost so much work. This is a song off my most recent release, Songs from Home, that came out just a few weeks ago. Mi corazón, are you sure you want to go? Mi abuelo, yes I do. Then take this old guitar, you'll never go hungry. She will always sing with you. Passed down for generations, it had come so far, though many had played her. She was Linda's guitar. California called her, Martin disappeared. Even without it, she gained fame. Her notes like honey poured over every song. Soon everybody knew her name. Passed down for generations, it had come so far, though many had played her. She was Linda's guitar. Found after 20 years, it had a few more cracks. Still the chords rang out. She had her baby back. Now in her 70s, Linda can't sing. When you strum that Martin, you'll hear joy. In the strings vibration, if you listen closely, you can hear Linda's voice. There you go, baby, here in life. That's from a true story told to me by Sabre Falk, a musician friend of mine who lives in Tucson. And that's about Linda Ronstadt and the pre-war Martin that's been in her family for generations. She got that Martin fixed after it was returned to her with the damage, and she gave it to another family member, so it stays in the family, which I think is very cool. So I can see all of you writing comments, but my phone is too far away to read right now. I'll take a break shortly. I've got my tablet here with me, and I'll pull that out, and I'll be able to read your comments then. So it's really nice to know that you're all out there. This is a song that my cat wrote, and just want to be clear about that because otherwise, well, you'll see. I need love, but you treat me bad. I'm so angry, I'm going mad. The way you treat me is mean. I cry and you say, c'est la vie. Dry food again, is that all you've got? don't pet me, am I not clear? You may pet me there, but not here, or here, or here, or wait, what? Dry food again. Where is the can? What part of me out don't you understand? Still I bring gifts, hairballs and mice. Like Santa, I bring them in the middle of the night on your pillow. All I do, what do I get? But another visit to the vet. I'm disgusted with these toys you bought, when all I need is a cardboard box. My life is more wretched than you thought, and I'll never catch the red dot. Such a tragic song, so tragic. So I'm going to grab my tablet so that I can see what you all are saying. I have seen a few laughing faces go by, which is very cool. So let me see if I can read your comments here on this, on my tablet. Oh, Kevin says, greetings from Ottawa. Hey, someone in my hometown. Someone tuned in from Italy and from the UK. Welcome. That's the cool thing about YouTube. I tend to get people from all over the world. Frank says he's watching and listening from WERU territory here in Down East Maine. WERU has been very generous in playing songs from my new album, Songs from Home. Someone else says they love it. Oh, here's a hello from India also. Someone else tuning in from the United States. Hi from a Phoenix friend. Phoenix, oh, Arizona. Oh, how I miss you, especially as it starts to get chilly here. I miss the desert so much. Dwight is tuning in, says hello, and that it sounds great. Thank you, I appreciate that. Patrick has tuned in from Kenya, East Africa. How cool, awesome. La Dessa says she loves the cat song. Thank you, you must be owned by a cat. It's usually the people who are owned by cats who get that song. And Dwight is tuning in from Flowood, Mississippi. Very, very cool. So Ashley says she wants to move to Arizona. I hope to make it back to Arizona someday. I grew up there and I really miss it. Bill is watching from El Paso, Illinois. Says, always enjoy your teaching and music. Well, thank you very much, Bill. I really appreciate that. And I do have a link to PayPal me up at the top if you want to leave some tips. If you're out of work or on a limited income, I certainly understand that you can't donate anything, and that's cool. Just enjoy the show. But if you can donate something, please do. I am giving all my tips to other musicians since so many of my friends have lost lots and lots of work. So, oh, and I've also got links to buy my albums and my books and all that kind of stuff. So, and Super Chat is on. So if you want to Super Chat a donation or just to say hi, that's very cool also. So here's something special that I wanted to do for today's concert. For those of you who have read my books, you'll know that I'm a huge Teresa Dell fan. I dedicated my most recent book, An Army of Lovers, to her. The book came out in October, and it was her passing in 2011 that first prompted me to start the book. It's a book about women's music of the 70s and 80s. I'm really, really proud of it, and I hope that you all check it out. You can get it at Bella Books. And in 1977, I went to a concert at Phoenix College in Arizona with my friend Lois. I'm not really sure why I was there because I'd never heard of the artist before, but there probably wasn't anything going on at the bar that night, so there we were. And the place was packed, and I thought, why are all these people here to hear somebody who isn't, Carole King? And as soon as Teresa Dell started to sing, I knew, like, well, that's why they're here. So today I'm going to be doing a few of her songs. And for those of you who know her music, I hope that you enjoy hearing these again. And for those of you who don't know her music, I hope you'll seek out her music on YouTube. This is a song called Emma. Emma, she's calling you out. Can you hear her? Emma, out of yourself, you're not alone today. You were young and you suffered abuse at the hands of those who said they loved you, so you hid around the corner of your mind in a place where no one could find you. But Emma, she's calling you out. Can you hear her? Emma, out of yourself, you're not alone today. You were scared, you tried taking your life, but your life refused to yield to anger, so you hid, you drank the anger away, and you thought no one could love you. But Emma, I'm calling you too. Can you hear me? Emma, out of yourself, you're not alone today. Emma, 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 Therese recorded that for her album From Women's Faces. It came out in the late 70s. So not only could she tackle serious topics like that, but she was also very funny. She told funny stories in between her songs in concert, and she also wrote some funny songs. I was so taken with this one that I learned to play it. And I used to perform this before I wrote my own funny songs. My mama said I shouldn't have sent you to Cincinnati. You'd have done better at Youngstown. You waited. It's been 5 years and graduation's passed. 30,000 kids, you're gonna come in last. Every time you come home, I'm embarrassed. You're looking less like a daughter and more like a son. Your father's going crazy for his little girl. That's me. He thinks you've even given that weed a whirl. Let your Oh, that was a pretty bold song to do in the late 70s, right? She put that one on her album too. And the whole time I was singing that, I'm thinking, is my mother listening to this concert? She might be. I don't know. So this last song that I'd like to do, Teresa Dell is known for this song, but she didn't write it. It was written by Annie Dinerman, who is a terrific songwriter. She wrote Face the Music that Meg Christian recorded for her second Olivia album. So another example of one of her great songs. And Therese put this on her album From Women's Faces. This is called Moonflower. When the moonflower shines, it's a moment in time that will surely take your breath away. Emma was a friend of my mama's, and I told my age by holding up fingers. Years are gone, but the memory lingers of the night when I learned who she really was. For Emma had a nurturing nature. She was aware of, took care of the future, day by day, for a family who loved her. Emma sustained them. Emma maintained a home. Some women cry for the times gone by, but some watch the seasons turn. They know the secrets a girl must learn to bloom and grow like the moonflower. I've been waiting all spring and all winter, oh Emma, I've been waiting since that night last May. When the moonflower shines, it's a moment in time that will surely take your breath away. Emma, with an act of believing, she showed me her secret one starry evening. There she said, it's the pay for my patience. Come see how fragile, how fragrant. They get nice, but you're here when they come, dear. These only bloom one night every summer. And she felt silent, held by the wisdom. Moonflowers calmed her, moonflowers warmed her soul. In a moment gone too soon, Emma outshone the opal moon. In my memory's eye, her beauty grows. And the moonflower has a light all their own. I've been waiting all spring and all winter, oh Emma, I've been waiting since that night last May. When the moonflower shines, it's a moment in time that will surely, surely take your breath away. There you go. Moonflower, a song by Annie Dinerman. A song that I know from Teresa Dell. She is greatly missed. We lost her in 2011. Such a wonderful performer. So I'm going to grab my tablet. I can see some comments flashing across my screen that are too tiny to read there, but I'm going to try to read them from my tablet here. So Judy says she's loving my new book. Thank you, Judy. I really appreciate that. 8 years of research went into An Army of Lovers. I interviewed over 100 people for that book, and it was definitely a labor of love. Douglas is here from Glasgow. Wonderful. Judy's here from Raleigh. Excellent. North Carolina, my other home state. Gerald says, hi, madam. Well, hello, sir. Ashley, what's the names of her books? Does anyone know? Yeah, my latest book is called An Army of Lovers, and it was released last October, and you can buy it at Bella Books. There's a link next to this broadcast that you can check out. I'll also put it in the comments after this is over. My first book was a memoir. It was called Drive All Night, and that came out in 2013, and that's also available from Bella, as well as goldenrod.com. Harley says this is highly motivated. Well, thank you very much. Oh, and Linda said An Army of Lovers. Kathy says, love this. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Love this song. Oh, Susan is here from Goldenrod. She certainly knows Teresa Dell's music. And Goldenrod is also where you can buy my books and music. Ashley says, I love all your songs, Ms. Jamie. Thank you so much, Ashley. Watching from Northern California. Excellent. Dwight says, sounds great. Aspen, absolutely beautiful songs. Thank you, everybody. It means so much to me. I love reading these comments because it's really weird, singing from my phone. It's like, I know you're out there, but until I read the comments, I don't know for sure. Douglas says, beautiful. Y'all are talking about my book. I talk about my books a lot. So just look at the link next to this broadcast and you'll see more. Sandy's here from Roseburg, Oregon. Cindy, I hope you're staying safe. We've been hearing about the fires out there. Glad you could tune in. And Judy says, 2 great books. Judy, I should hire you to be my manager. That's great. I really appreciate all the good comments. So I'm going to take a little bit of time here to retune. So for those of you who are guitar players, I'm going to a double drop detuning. I haven't taught anything on my channel in open tuning, mostly because I only know my own songs in open tuning. And what I teach on my channel are cover tunes. This is a song I put on my most recent release, Songs from Home. Excuse me, I've got allergies. Who has allergies in the fall? I don't know, but I guess I do. Un momento, por favor. So nice to be able to breathe. It's important to be able to breathe when you're singing. So this song starts off with a verse that's true for me. And then the other verses, I branched out and told other people's stories. Oops, sorry, it's not in tune. That's how you know it's live, right? Let's try that again. That is really embarrassing. Oh my gosh. My guitar does not like this capo. Alright. Bear with me for a second. There we go. You know what? I'm just going to start that song over again. Just pretend like you haven't heard that first verse. preacher says, have you found Jesus? I ask, is he lost? He shakes his fist, quotes the Bible as he's holding the cross. All these smug people say that you don't know how we pray. All these smug people say that we all have feet of clay. The young man wore a hoodie. He was out late. Was that a gun in his pocket? Anyone could make that mistake. Only white people say that he killed an innocent kid. Only white people say that. No excuse for what he did. Can't avoid being straight or white. You can stop anything. You can make it right. You can make it right. Only kind people say that. Make a fresh start. Only kind people say that. Listen with your heart. Listen with your heart. It's called Listen with Your Heart. And I saw a super chat go by, so thanks to whoever did the super chat. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to retune here. So that song is about privilege. And for anybody who is, a person of color, or if you're Jewish, or like me, you're a lesbian, we've all been confronted with those times when we think, should we educate this person, or should we just go on our way and have a nice day? And I understand both points of view for sure. Just the other day, my friend Nidra Johnson posted something on social media, and she said, when people say she's articulate, she said, what they're really saying is, for an African American, you're articulate. And she said, that's racist. And I thought, I'd never thought of it that way. And, I really appreciate her taking the time to educate, because I'm sure she doesn't feel like that all the time. I know that as a lesbian, there are things that happen to me where I stop and I think, do I want to say something, or do I just want to finish my lunch or whatever I'm doing? And in fact, I have a little story for you. I went to Dollywood a few years ago with my mother and her husband. Dollywood is an amusement park that Dolly Parton has in Tennessee. I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan, so it was really a thrill to be there. And we got on the train that goes around the amusement park, and the train had these long bench seats, and my mom and her husband and I got on one of those seats, and we slid down and left a little space at the end, and a woman came by and she pointed to the space and she says to me, "Are you holding that for your husband?" And my mother kind of looked sideways at me, and I had this brief thought, as many of you probably have, like, do I want to educate, or do I just want to be on vacation? And I thought, I just want to be on vacation. So I simply said to the woman, I'm not saving the seat. So the woman said, okay. And she sat down, and her husband sat down on the other side of her. And then she turned to me and she said, well, where is he? So I turned to her and I said, she's in Afghanistan. Beat 1, 2. Oh, well, is she in the military? And I said, no, she works for a humanitarian organization. And we had quite a pleasant conversation, you know, a few sentences, and then the train started up and it was too noisy for us to talk anymore. So we went around the amusement park. And then as the train pulled back into the station, it got a little quieter. And she turned to me and she said, we'll be praying for you and your wife. Now, some people who aren't Christians might take offense to that. I'm not a Christian. But, and sometimes it is kind of an offensive thing to say to somebody, but in this case, I knew she meant well. And so I took it as that. I took that as, you know, we wish you well. And so I nodded. The thing that really impressed me is that she said, you and your wife. Now, I didn't say wife when we were talking earlier. That's something that she used. So I thought, okay, she gets it on some level. So it was good to educate at that point. Anyway, enough of the speech making. I will get off my soapbox here. And this is a song that prompted my most recent release because I wrote it at the beginning of the pandemic. And I remember thinking, I really want to record this because I don't have a recording studio at my home, and but everything was closed. So I waited until things opened. It was a couple of months, and I called up the engineer at the studio where I worked last time, and I said, James, are you open? And he's like, well, I haven't recorded anything for a while, but we can figure it out. So he sanitized everything, and I went in and recorded this song, and then I recorded another one, and then I recorded another one, and I ended up with 6 songs for this EP. And this was the song that started it all. Frustrated, these walls don't say much. I miss my friends, I miss human touch. There's still a world outside. Through the darkness, there is light. Take a walk, the sun is warm. I feel myself transform. Summer's coming, a gorgeous day. You're still beautiful. From 6 feet away. Some don't believe, they think it's a lie. I have to let that go, hope they don't die. I say a prayer and close my eyes. Picture the beauty of a clear blue sky. Take a walk, the sun is warm. Feel myself transform. Summer's coming, gorgeous day. You're still beautiful. 2 meters away. When this is over, our lives may change. Remember that sunny day, even if it rains. Take a walk, the sun is warm. Feel yourself transform. Spring is coming, gorgeous day. We're all beautiful from 6 feet away. 2 meters away. That's feet away. And this is another song from that album. Another true story in the life of Jamie Anderson. It's called Scene from a Cafe. Warm summer evening, dinner with a friend. A voice from long ago startles me. Hey, how you been? Your voice so familiar. Where has that time gone? Your 12-year-old asks me, how do you know my mom? A lot of answers go through my mind. Some are funny, some unkind. I go for polite and say, as you stand there with your kids and what's his name? After all this time, have you erased me from your life? Even your son doesn't know you used to have a wife. There on that sidewalk in that outdoor cafe, we exchanged pleasantries, hardly knowing what to say. I joked with your boy that I'm a celebrity. What's his name? Crossed his arms and glared at me. After all this time, have you erased me from your life? Even your son doesn't know you used to have a wife. I don't think of you every day, but you're in my memory. The time you slipped on that ring and said you'd always care for me. After all this time, have you erased me from your life? Maybe someday you'll tell your kids you used to have a wife. Scene from a cafe. So put the guitar aside here and remind you that there's a link to PayPal me if you want to offer any tips. All of my tips are going to other musicians, all my friends who've lost so many gigs. There's also links to where you can buy my books and my albums. So, oh, it was Deb who gave me the super chat. Thank you so much, Deb. I really appreciate that. Douglas says, learning guitar is the hardest task I've ever taken on. So much respect to those who have mastered it. Thank you, Douglas. Yeah, a lot of people think that playing the guitar is easy, and if you practice a lot, it does become easy, but it does take practice. I remember how that was. I taught myself to play when I was just 14, and I sort of bring myself back to that place when I'm teaching. And have great respect for those of you who are picking up the guitar. And I hear from people all over the world who want to learn the guitar or the mandolin or the ukulele, and sometimes they say things like, oh, I don't know if I could play because there are no musicians in my family, or I'm in my 70s, or whatever reason they give. And just know that if you really want to play, if you practice and have a good attitude, you'll learn how to play. I've seen that happen over and over again in my 20 years of teaching. So Linda is tuning in from Lake Superior, Wisconsin. Welcome. Cindy says, love your songs. Oh, thank you so much. Kathy sends some clapping emojis and hearts. Thank you so much. Lauren says, lovely concert. Your phone is smiling. Yes, my phone is smiling. I do see those little smileys go across the screen as I'm singing, and that's really nice. Em has a little, I think it's an I love you sign. It's too small to see, but it's probably good, right? Moen MK says, hi, Jamie, from India. Welcome, welcome. Ashley, I thought I was the only one who was a lesbian. Oh, there are many of us, many of us. Linda says, love your story regarding Dollywood experience. Good intentions are fine to acknowledge. Well, thank you, Linda. So for those of you who do feel like educating when the time comes up, remember my little story about Dollywood and know that you can make a difference if you do choose to educate. But again, like I said before, if you don't have the energy, you don't have to do it. I'm going to mispronounce Deepanshu. I hope I said that right, from India. It's night in India, but we are still love watching your songs. Thank you. I appreciate that. Will says, great. Sam, I love 6 Feet Away. Thank you so much, Sam. If you want to buy that song, it's on my new album. I also have a video for that you can find on my YouTube channel, and that's free. After All This Time, excellent song. Thank you, Linda. It's called Scene from a Cafe. Maybe All This Time would have been a better title. Anyway. So Frank says in his next life, he wants to come back as a lesbian. Smart man. So yeah. Anyway, it's so great to hear all your comments and really to read your comments, but it's like I can hear you. So I thought I'd do some songs on the ukulele. Ukulele. I'm working hard on pronouncing it correctly. This is a song that I wrote around this time of year a little while back, and I thought it'd be appropriate to do today. Steel blue sky, late autumn day, sun tries to shine, gives up to gray. Our maple tree in faded red. I'm not ready for winter yet. How's the sky look where you are? Is the day bright? At night, are there stars? Does the wind blow? How cold does it get? Are you ready for winter yet? Put on our coats, we'll get through the days. It'll be warm by May. The days are short, they'll hurry by. That's what I tell myself. I know it's a lie. Muted colors in this summer vignette. I'm not ready. Are you ready for winter? Yeah. There are many great things about fall. I love the crisp air. We have a maple tree in our front yard that's turning the most beautiful shade of red. But the thing about fall is it means that winter is coming. And I don't know, I find that just a tad bit depressing. But then I grew up in a desert, and now here I am in a place with real winter. So for those of us who play ukulele, we hear a lot of the same things from audience members, certain songs they want us to sing. And I do wish I knew some Hawaiian songs. I get requests for Hawaiian songs, so that's on my list of things to do. The ukulele is a highly respected instrument in Hawaii, and a lot of people think this instrument's a joke. It's not. It's not a joke. I mean, you can play funny songs on it, certainly, and I have proven that. But I'll tell you, if one more person requests You Are My Sunshine, I'm going to hit them over the head with the nearest heavy object. Okay, I'm not a violent person, but it was like, just because I'm playing an ukulele does not mean I'm going to play that song. I've taught it, I enjoy teaching it. I know people like playing it, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I wrote this song to sort of, well, this song is sort of my revenge, actually. I don't know, tiptoe through the tulips. I'm not lying, I'm only trying to entertain you. Can I call it jazz if I play a major chord? That's a major chord. Quick, I better play a seventh suspended chord. Remember me, I'm not Diana. Remember me, I'm not Sarah. Remember me, I'm the one with a ukulele. Open mic, what a night. There's always some drunk guy who calls out, what about you are my sunshine? Did this ever happen to Frank or Peggy? It's my curse because I play the ukulele. Remember me, I'm not Billy. Remember me, I'm not Dinah. Remember me, I'm the one with a ukulele. Get me a distortion pedal. I could play this for you. And I hear that Beethoven really rocked the uke. But I'd rather play something moody and blue. Remember me, I'm not Ella. Remember me, I'm not Tony. Remember me, I'm the one with a ukulele. Oh, I give up. Tiptoe through the tulips with me. I put that one on my newest album, and we had a whole lot of fun on the section where I play Smoke on the Water. I got to play drums. Bam, 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 bam. It was really fun. We put some distortion on the ukulele for that, and then during the Beethoven section, did you recognize Ode to Joy there? On that we had a string section behind it, very polite, and I can play Ode to Joy behind my head. You want to see? Could you hear that? Were you impressed? Okay, maybe you weren't. Okay. All right, so I think it's time to check the tablet so that I can read your comments. And so Tim says, hi from a millennial fan. I found Never Assume at Philly Record Exchange in high school and have been a fan since. Wow, Tom, I put out Never Assume in, oh my gosh, I don't know, 95? I've been at this a long time. My first studio recording came out in 1989. So, well, thank you, Tom. I'm glad that you've stayed a fan. Kathy says, great song. Thank you so much. Sue says, another great concert. Thank you, Jamie. Well, thank you, Sue. I really appreciate you tuning in. Frank, your songs are wonderful. Frank, you're posting a lot. I'm going to think you have a crush on me. Sam, definitely impressed you can play Ode to Joy behind your head. Well, thank you, Sam. Sometimes it's the little things. I actually learned how to play the guitar behind my head during those, way back in the day when I'd have some boring bar gig and everybody's busy playing pool and ignoring me. I thought, well, I'll just play behind my head. And sometimes they didn't notice. It's like, why am I up here? Why don't they just turn on the radio? But I shouldn't be telling you all that because all of you appreciate live music, and that's why you're here. So that's very cool. I do want to remind you that there is a link for a tip jar, and you can also donate through Super Chat. And if you want to buy my recordings, I've got links to where you can do that. You can get my recordings from Goldenrod, from Bandcamp. You can download them from, about everything, from iTunes to, every place on the planet. I'm going to crawl up on my soapbox here for just a minute and tell you that if you listen to music on streaming platforms, that's cool. It's a good place to discover new music. But if you find new music that you really like, please buy it. Please download it. I'll give you an example. On a recent statement, I saw that I earned, there were 225 plays of one of my songs on Spotify. Do you know what I earned from that? 10 cents. 225 plays and I earned 10 cents. Whereas if one person had downloaded that song, I would have earned, depending on the platform, 60 to 70 cents. So that really works a lot better. So, if you have the money to buy music, please do it from Goldenrod, Bandcamp, iTunes, all those kinds of places, because streaming stinks. The only entity that makes money with streaming are the people who own the streaming platforms. Okay, off my soapbox, and now on to the next song. This is a song that was inspired by a Facebook post, because you got to be pretty careful what you say to me, because I'll write it down and put it in a song. If I really don't like you, I include your name and address. Ha! It may be a shock until you're at the door. Rest assured you always get what you paid for. They have flowers, but they're all dead bouquets. The ambience is awful at the Bad Karma Cafe. They have no menus, you get what you deserve. Roasted crow and sour grapes, then you get your just desserts. There are no specials, give your wallet right away. Everything is costly at the Bad Karma Cafe. The peas are canned, the chicken always dry. Don't forget the humble pie. Everything is bitter, a never-ending bowl. Ice cream is warm, the rest is served cold. If you don't like it, all you have to do is change. You can earn your way to the Good Karma Cafe. They have creme brulee on their buffet, and you never gain weight unless you want to, and you never have to pay. Somebody on Facebook was musing, what would be served at some place called Karma Cafe? And I thought, I'll write the song. nobody knows. Between the lines, between the words, no matter how they blur, between the tears, between the lies, no matter how I cry, I don't know why, I don't know why the truth appears between the lines. Between the lines. That's called Between the Lines. I put that on my album from last year. Well, I'm going to do one more song. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting live music. I just want to check the what you've said so far, just in case I missed anybody. Mindy is from Miami and says hi. Thank you, Mindy. And someone wants the words to my songs on the screen. That'd be a lot of work. I don't know. Afterwards, I'll put a link to where you can read the lyrics to my songs. How's that? All right. So this last song is one that I wrote in the sincerest hopes that someone special would be listening. I even made a video, and I'll tell you about it afterwards here. Here we go. You were on the cover of Rolling Stone. I was on page 20 of the Tucson Weekly. You're a Rhodes Scholar. I have a BS from a state university. I hope you like femmes. I own 40 skirts. I'm a big liberal, and you'll like my cooking. You're really smart and handsome. I'm not bad looking. We're perfect for each other, can't you see? Rachel Maddow, marry me. You've got a show on MSNBC. I can't help but swoon when you read the news. I've got 10 followers on Instagram and 21 subscribers on YouTube. No, 22. Your books are New York Times bestsellers. My mom says my books are the best ever seen. You won Emmys and lots of awards. I won for Best Book in Tucson in 1993. To Rachel Maddow, marry me. You've got a partner I can share. I have a wife, she won't care, I think. Rachel Maddow, marry me. Don't you want to live in Canada? Our anthem's easier to sing. We have universal health care and milk in bags. We have 20% of the world's fresh water. I know you like to fish. I like to eat fish. Do you like older women? You know, I just wrote this song in. Is this thing on? Rachel Maddow, marry me. I do. So if anybody knows Rachel Maddow, or if you just want to post a link to my video called Marry Me and tag Rachel Maddow, because I would love to be on her show. Tell her that if she plays my video on her show or brings me on the show, I won't wear the wedding dress or bring the banjo. That ought to be incentive enough. Anyway, thank you so much to all of you for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate you being out there and listening. And do stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I have lots of free lessons. And who knows, maybe I'll do another concert here again. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.